Proverbs 12:25 opens like this. Anxiety weighs down the human heart. Now, I'm not typically an anxious person, but I get this sentiment acutely. I actually try to do my best to be a non-anxious presence, but right now, I'm experiencing all kinds of anxiety in life. I'm anxious about worship when we come back in person again soon. We don't have a date yet, but soon. I worry about how you feel and what your needs are and if your needs are being met appropriately. I officiated a funeral recently and I found myself just anxious for the people present. I'm anxious about someone feeling isolated or alone or abandoned. I worry about the mental health of our community and if we're doing the best we can as their church. I'm anxious about the coronavirus and what it's doing to our school system and our children. I'm anxious for our teachers and administrators. I'm anxious about all the families struggling with childcare and everything in between. I'm anxious about why others aren't choosing to wear a mask or why they're making it out to be more of an issue than it should be. I just think when Jesus says that we should love our neighbor as we love ourselves, and that we should treat others as we want to be treated, it just makes good sense that Christians should be the first in line to wear a mask. But because not everyone agrees, I'm anxious about going to stores or about whether my child should play in organized sports or whether we should be attending small, socially distanced events. It just makes me anxious. And I can attest that this kind of anxiety, it in fact weighs down the human heart. I didn't used to think of it like this, but now I see its deep truth. My heart, which is inside my body, it feels heavy and it's weighing down my soul. I mean, this weight is more than a mental load that I carry in my mind. It's more than just making hard decisions and adjusting to the needs of our kids or family or work. I'm talking about an anxiety that sits heavy in our body, on our chest, weighing down our heart, wrapping itself like a virus around our muscles, affecting our breathing and our sleeping and our decision making. This anxiety weighs down the human heart. And I bet it does for you too. I know I'm not alone in these feelings because I sit with you in yours. And I can tell you, the majority of us, and I'm even ready to say all of us, whether we're conscious to it or not, are weighed down by anxiety. Working from home is hard. Leaving home to go to work, it's hard. Figuring out how to shop online is hard. Getting the supplies and groceries we need safely is hard. Managing family expectations and work rhythms is hard. Having family forced to live in an adult living facility, it's hard. Wondering if you can and should go to the doctor or the hospital or out for a walk, trying to find the balance of all of this is exhausting. Holding the tension is exhausting. And not knowing the right answer is exhausting. Our day is exhausting. The mental load we carry is too. And we need help. And this is as good of reason as any to turn to Proverbs 12:25 because it responds to this anxiety and offers us something to get through our day. Look what the back half of that verse says. But a good word cheers you up. Now, this is what the Proverbs do. They take a complex reality and they offer what seems to be a simple solution, but once you work with it, it becomes game-changing. I mean, think about it like this. We can't stop the unknowns, or we can't answer every question concretely enough to stop the flood of anxiety. There are just some things we can't change, but there are things we can do, like offering a good word. The heaviness of our heart lifts when we hear a kind word, and it lifts even higher when we share empathy and kindness with others. This is a remedy for our pain. Show kindness, offer empathy. Meet people in their pain and lift from the bottom by offering a good word to cheer them up. I know you feel overwhelmed. So let's start by letting me tell you something. I want to tell everyone, from kids to adults. Now, what I'm about to say, it's not going to be easy to hear, but what I'm about to say matters more than anything else I can offer you. Here it is. You're okay. You're loved. You're enough, just as you are. And you don't have to get whatever is undone done to prove your worth. I see the weight that is around your heart, and I want you to know you're okay, just as you are. I hope this lifts your soul a bit. I hope it lightens the weight around your heart and cheers you up. And by the way, I know this is me, your pastor, telling you this, but I also want you to know that these are not my words. I didn't come up with them. They're God's words, written to and for you. These words lift all of our hearts. We're okay. We're loved. We're enough, just as we are. You're okay. You're loved. You're enough, just as you are. Our heavy hearts need this reminder in order to be lifted. And this is something you can change. You can be the kind of person that offers this level of empathy to others. You can bring to them, in the midst of their anxiety, a moment of levity, a moment where you peer past their worry and you remind them of a core truth of their existence, that they're okay, they're loved, they're enough, just as they are. All month we've explored ways to love our neighbor better, and this is a great one. We must be kind, and then go a step further and offer kindness. Speak words of life to our friends and family, give words of grace to them, and help lift them from the bottom, because their hearts are heavy. And even if it's just for a moment, you can cheer them up. And when you do, it in turn will lift your soul too.